everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build, episode something. Nope, wrong direction. Episode something. We're in Enigma still. We have defeated Ereshkigal, though. But now we're going to actually go loot all of the stuff, so we'll see how this all turns out. Hopefully it'll go smoothly. I'm really not a very big fan of this. Wonderful. Perfect, perfect, truly perfect. This is thankfully the only place that had all this shit going on.
A bright future awaits us.
Can't make the demons wait.
That is a game series that I actually do want to revisit, though. So I've played most of the Persona games to various states of completion. I was really into Persona 2 when it came to the US, or Persona 2, the one that came to the US, since we only got the one. And I really enjoyed 3 for the most part. There were certain things about 3 that I was not a huge fan of. But overall, I thought it was really, really cool. Played a bit of 4. Thought it was good. Thought that 5 was a great culmination. But most of the games, I even played a couple of, of the smaller spin-offs. Like it was almost kind of like an Etrian Odyssey style game that was like a Persona 3 and Persona 4 like cast combined scenario. I played that a little bit, and then I played the Persona. Wait, no, that's Digital Devils. No, is that? There was another thing that I played that was Persona, I thought, but I can't remember what it was. It was the strategy version? Question mark? Questioning things? But there was something going on there. Regardless, though, I think the only thing I ever beat from Persona was 2.
Beautiful.
Way back in the day.
Let's see what we can do.
1, 2, 3. Great. I might as well talk, because this is going to take a little while. I might as well talk about this dungeon. I think certain things about this dungeon are really cool. I actually really liked the energy source stuff. Generally, I liked collecting energy sources and putting them into the places and having to have enough to start the next set of things. I liked that whole concept. That was cool. I liked several of the puzzles. I liked the matching puzzles. They're simple, but, you know, they're still fun. And they're challenging if you're not going to just write it all down. If you're trying to actually do it from your own memory, they can be a little challenging, you know? Which is enjoyable, I think. We're just going to send...
I will follow my dream.
We're just going to send you, I suppose. So there's that. But I did not enjoy
I can do this.
a lot of the... There were a lot of fights. Like, a lot of fights. A whole crap ton of fights. But they were mostly just, like, big blobs of chaff. And that's kind of boring at this point in the game, I feel like. Like, I get that it's intended to feel like, you know, wearing down resources slowly but surely. And in certain cases, if we were playing on a harder difficulty, it would be more of a concern, right? But right now, not so much. So it kind of makes certain things tedious about this place. And then I think ultimately what is it? The arrow puzzles, the one where you have to like figure out how many times you've seen
I will follow my dream.
seen the fucking various parts and pieces. That's a very annoying puzzle, very tedious puzzle, and also just very unclear from a directional standpoint. I think ultimately that's the biggest issue, is all of these puzzles were things that you could figure out if they were given more clear directions initially, right? Like the directions, quote unquote, on all of the puzzles in here were very obtuse. Some of them are easy to figure out because it's like, oh, what am I doing? Oh, this is a matching puzzle. Gotcha. Oh, this says no more than 3 in a row. Okay, that's clear enough, right? But yeah. Elven notes! Well, I'm glad I fucking came back here. Holy shit.
I'm trusting you.
That's kind of important. Anyways, hot damn. The sheer number of games in the series is dizzying. You probably call it quits when you finish P4 Golden. I think if you're playing, right, if you're playing every single version of every single game, yeah, absolutely. It's kind of dizzying. But I think it's pretty simple to go back through and just play, because they do the whole like Golden or what is it, like Royal kind of like versions of games pretty frequently. So, I think if you're willing to go back and play, you can find kind of like this is the best version of the game. Just play it, you know? So I think if I were going to go back and play, I would try to do it that way. But yeah, otherwise, fully understand that.
I finished here. Is there more?
I don't think so. I think we're all clear on this side. We are going to go back into the Forbidden Chamber and the ruined passages, though. Most of this stuff probably doesn't matter, but, you know, I don't know what's here. We did just find a pair of, or a set of elven notes, so, you know, it's entirely possible that there is something important that we've missed, and we don't want to miss it. Also, I do think the game is intentionally vague on whether or not Ereshkigal is actually dead at this point.
Together, we stand.
Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we not showing things? sure I enjoyed that. Hum. Ho hum. If I had to, I think if I had to just pick a Persona game that I really wanted to like revisit, obviously, like I haven't beat Persona 5, and I do think that it is a great culmination of what the series has to offer. But something about the original style of Persona 2 still to this day just calls to me. And if I were gonna play another Persona in the near future, I would probably play it. I would probably go back and play it. Just because it's got such an interesting aesthetic. And it's a little weird. It's got like some strange things going on with it. The rumor system is like a little weird, a little half-baked, a little like kludgy, right? But it's also just really kind of like everything about it is very aesthetically cool, right? Like quintessentially like cool for the era, I feel like. That being said, I have played a lot of older games here in the last couple years, and some of them have not held up the way that I thought they potentially would. So I don't know if actually I would go back and play it and be like, oh, this game is ass, you know? So I say that most of the games that I've gone back and played, I haven't like had that opinion of like, oh, this game is ass. But I have had the opinion on a couple of them where I'm like, oh, this game really, really needs a remake, or really needs a rewrite, or really was a product of its time. Or you can tell like certain people that are like non-offensive working on one game and others working on another game, you know? Why the fuck are you so slow, Ivu? What the fuck's happening here?
Let's see what we can do.
What the hell? Like, this was an annoying mechanic. The idea that you get debuffed as you loot, annoying. Don't, no. If you want to put that in a game, cool. Put it in a scenario. If it's a game like this, put it in a place. And here's the thing, it might be only, maybe it's only in those sand rooms. I don't know, right? But I prior to that, I was losing buffs. So, I don't know about all that noise. But don't know whoever the fuck was that. But if you're gonna do something like that, that's fine. Just do it in a 5-room dungeon. Don't do it in this fucking massive, sprawling, multi-tiered place where it's gonna be a pain in the ass and there's 300 things to loot. Right? Do it in a place where, like the hags that we defeated, right? Like, do it in their cave where it's like, oh, they have an enchantment here that, you know, they've intentionally baited, put some treasure chests out and baited to be like, oh, silly adventurer is gonna come attack us? Haha, your buffs are gone. Fuck you. Right? Like, that's cool. That's clever. I like that. Especially if the people call out to it, right? But can I go? Can I go here? Is this a thing? What? I mean, kind of. We do reveal more of the map, but we don't actually accomplish anything. Fine. I would love to play Pathfinder. By the way, I would love to play. Obviously, this is a campaign, so the way that I'm saying this is kind of silly. But I would love to play this in an actual kind of like TTRPG, right? Like I would love to actually play this with people. This whole campaign, it's a great campaign. There's a lot of really cool shit going on there in here. Honestly. Truthfully. But I don't know why I haven't just given in to just being like, oh, I run TTRPGs. That's what I do. I should have done this 5 years ago. I should have been like, oh, I'm going to fully dedicate myself to tabletop RPGs. They're going to be the only thing that I do, period. I'm going to get into the Twitter scene. I'm going to be emailing every single individual who does a live play. I'm going to be like constantly, hey, I would love to be a part of your next live play, blah, blah, blah. I should run 3 of my own live plays constantly. I should invite various individuals, etc., etc. I should have done that 3 years ago because 3 years ago, 5 years ago, Aresh Kagal. See, there was an Aresh Kagal loot. I just could not get her. Thank God for this system. Jesus. Eternal Ballad. We're gonna get that. Oh, that's Impending Eclipse, and we're gonna get the Mask of Nothing, and then we're gonna check these. Impending Eclipse. A Haramaki makes its wearer immune to elemental damage for the first 3 rounds of combat. Immune to elemental damage. That's pretty strong, actually. And the Mask of Nothing. This cursed mask grants its wearer a plus 20 insight bonus on all saving throws, as well as a 50% mischance as in total concealment, which isn't revealed by True Seeing. It also grants a plus 3 insight bonus on all knowledge, lore, use magic device, perception, and trickery skills. This mask doesn't work against Aresh Kagal's followers, and its wearer suffers a -6 penalty on all saves and AC while in Aresh Kagal's domain. Can only be equipped by the player character. Unequipping this mask is only possible after casting a Remove Curse spell on the wearer and passing a DC 21 caster level check. This is still worthwhile. Right? Having permanent concealment and a plus 20 insight bonus on all saving throws is absolutely worthwhile. But what do I have on my current face? The Broken Trickster. I don't really want to wear that. I mean, is it better? Yeah, obviously, but I don't really want to wear it. Truth be told. So, cool, but I don't know that I care. I care more about the fact that we completed Ninio's quest, which is neat. Odorous? Oh, he's asleep. He's asleep, but not that sleep. Can I touch this bean? Hey, go sleep. Go sleep. I want to touch this bean. No, let me touch that bean. A touch of the bean. So, how's it going, guys? They're still just hanging out. All right, whatever. I'm fucking out of here. We are out of this fucking place. The Enigma. Okay, final decision on the overall like score of this dungeon. I'm gonna have to give it a solid 4 out of 10. And that makes me really sad. It would be like an 8 out of 10 if there wasn't a bunch of annoying stuff in it. If you altered the arrow puzzle to a different puzzle, or just gave it clearer directions, right? I would still be annoyed by it because that's tedious having to go back and count everything, but it's still doable, right? If you gave it clearer directions or changed that to something else or removed that, I'd be happier. That would probably bump it up to like a 6 out of 10. If you reduced the number of fights, right? Not a crazy amount, but a little bit, right? Like there's so many just chaff, unimportant fights in that fucking place. That would probably bump it from a 6 to a 7, right? And then that last puzzle, right, just had no direction. I'm sure someone's going to come back and be like, well, if you read this, or you put this together, or you realize that this means this, it would have given you all the direction that you needed. I shouldn't have used the voice because that person might be right. That person might absolutely be right. But, again, not everyone plays in a specific way in which they're going to be able to do that. Some people play a couple hours of a day, that type of situation. So making it that obtuse seems painful. So changing that last puzzle, the circular puzzle, to be more obvious and have more like feedback, right? To have a clearer concept of what are you trying to do and have it be feedback. And also, again, I just don't understand. It looked like that was multiple concentric circles. Why was that not a puzzle where you have to rotate the circles and line up the fucking things to put them in? I'll tell you what, it feels like whoever was designing that got part of the way through designing it, and then someone came along and told them, hey, you're done. You need to wrap this up, right? We're done with this. And that person was like, I'm not done with this. Okay, how the fuck do I make this? Fuck it. I'll just do this, and that's how we'll finish it. Because that absolutely felt like it was a scenario of like, press a button, rotate the circle, press a button, rotate this circle, press a button, rotate this circle. Line all the little like power coils up into the right scenario, and that would have been cool. That would have been a lot of feedback. That would have felt like you were trying to perform a task. As it is right now, it was literally just put one color in one location, put another color in another location, and guess the right sigils to step on? It was like, okay? Question mark? If that had been a different puzzle, or if it had been clearer on what you were trying to achieve, right? Or if it had whatever, right? That would have been another like +2. That would have gone from a 4 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10 dungeon, right? Would have been really cool. That last fight, quite cool, quite neat, honestly. Kind of enjoyable. Fun, even. The fucking matching puzzles, neat, simple, enjoyable. That 3 in a row, initially very frustrating, but that is the perfect level of puzzle that is like, this is initially frustrating, but once you figure it out, you feel good about it. You feel good about it. I read the walkthroughs for the arrow puzzles and still was a little like, what? And didn't feel good about it. Right? If once you know the answer to a puzzle, you don't feel like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it, then it's not a good fucking puzzle. Right? Like, no, bad. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. I liked that conceptual ending for Ninio. It was really cool to see her be like, the reason why she is nothing is because that's what the acolyte, or the reason why she has no memory is because she is nothing, and the reason why she is nothing is because the acolytes of Ereshkigal are nothing. I will say this, it would have potentially been cooler. You know what? Again, I have to be careful on what I say because I played this game over the course of over a year. So it's entirely possible that this actually did happen and I just don't remember it. But to my memory, during our interactions with Ninio, we haven't had Ereshkigal really come up a whole bunch, or the idea of nothingness come up a whole bunch, that type of thing. It would have been neat if that had happened more during Ninio's quest lines. So it could have been like a foreshadowing scenario. But again, it's possible that that happened and I just don't remember it, right? So take that with a grain of salt. Overall, though, I liked Ninio's questline. I liked the completion of her story. Some of the completion of some members' stories is a little flat. Hers, I would say, is kind of on the uptick. It didn't go out with like a crazy bang, but I will say this: it's the only thing where we fought a demon lord. Like, I'm gonna ask this question straight out. Why was Woljif's quest, ending of his quest, why was Greyboar's ending of his quest, and why was Land's, the ending of their quest, why were they not demon lords or demon lord adjacents? Right? Like, that would have been way cooler. Like, Sava Melek just being this Brolakai, obviously very powerful, obviously like a big deal, but like it just doesn't have this weight. Literally just saying like Demon Lord X is like, it puts such an additional weight behind it to be like, oh shit. And it would be cooler, right? Like, why does Ninio get to have her culmination be against a Demon Lord? And I don't think anyone else does. Right? Like, I guess Nocticulus shows up in Embers, which was cool, so I'll count that, right? Ereshkigal is Ninio's, but do Demon Lords even get involved in literally any of the others' stuff? It's just other powerful demons like Savamelek or the one with Woljif, or the one with Greybor, or the one with Social, or God, it's a lot of, never mind. There's a lot of powerful demons, but I guess like, I don't know. I'm kind of like rambling at this point. I enjoyed Ninio's questline. I thought it was pretty cool for how it resolved with Ereshkigal. I liked that. I just wish that the Enigma dungeon was designed from a more user-friendly standpoint. User-friendly does not have to be easy, by the way, right? I'm not asking for it to be easier. I'm asking for it to be less obtuse, right? And if anyone's going to argue with me over whether it's obtuse or not, fine. Fight me in the comments. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go on to the next thing. Let's see. We're probably not really going to get into too terribly much because it is getting late and I have to work tomorrow. But, we'll see what's next on the list. Nameless Ruins, done. Ninio, completed. We have the Secrets of Creation. These fucking 4-ass puzzles. I say these 4-ass puzzles. We only have the stuff for 2 of the puzzles. We don't have the stuff for the 3rd puzzle. So, that is an issue, right? We'll probably have to look that up. We'll have to cross our fingers. Cascade of Fire. We completed that with Mutasafen. We let Mutasafen go. I'm not super happy about that, but it is what it is. Heart of a Fallen Land. That's with Queen Galfrey. That's at Is. Can't do anything about that yet. Murky Grotto is DLC. We'll probably do that prior to going to Is. That's associated with a Demon Lord, so that's cool, right? In the game, capture all the regions of the World Wound, develop all aspects of the Crusade to the maximum. We're currently working on that. And then in Pursuit of the Past, recover the Elven script. We did just get some Elven notes, so let's head on back, I guess. Do we have... Shit. Oh, shit. Y'all know what it be. It's time for that Crusade life. There's a fucking bunch of dragons. God damn it. Let's go fight a bunch of dragons. Crusade life. Dragon time. We've talked about the whole Crusade thing. I think the Crusade is... The whole Crusade's Heroes of Might and Magic scenario is fun. It's just, it could have been so much more than it is. Could have been so much more than it is. Fallen Dragons. What? I can't hurt them? That's gonna be a problem. Cool, Pilkwell, thanks. Just sidestep the difficulty of that encounter, please and thank you. This mining settlement, built by the gold mines, wasn't ravaged by demons. A flock of corrupted dragons who allowed greed and demonic energy to taint their hearts killed all the mortals and feasted on their bodies. In the darkness of the mines, they were laying on the heaps of glinting ore until the Crusaders came along and brought retribution to them. Daily income plus 600 finance points? That's not an insubstantial amount. That's a 10% boost-ish right there to what we had. That's pretty solid. Good job. Fuck yeah. Kick ass, Pilkwell. I believe in you. Galu, Ash Giants, and Giant Salamanders. Yo. One to 3, 4 to 6. Are these guys immune to fire? They are immune to fire, yes. Okay, well that's gonna matter. We'll go for the... Wait, are the Ash Giants immune to fire? Doesn't look like it. We'll go for the Ash Giants and the Galu. Yeah, that should be good. Nice. I like that. Do we Finger of Death the Giant Salamanders? These guys are gonna fuck us up if we don't, right? We're gonna risk this for the biscuit. That motherfucker just threw a rock at me. A lot of dead paladins immediately. Holy shit. I'm glad the paladins are such a weak-ass unit that they don't fucking count for much in my infirmary. Holy fuck. Also, thank God for the assassins at this point. Christ. we did it without having to heal. Good job. Lost a whole fuck ton of people, though. My God. Got them all back, but dear Lord, those salamanders did not fucking play. The demon cultist fought to the last, using her charms to dominate and kill many soldiers. The cleric who examined her corpse found a decorated pin in her hair, one which emanated dark energies. The terrible trophy was sent to the commander so he could decide its fate. It's reading time! The city of Katapesh remembers the villainous Zaoris. As beautiful as she was depraved, this priestess was born into the family of the noble magician Konthir. After he witnessed his daughter's disturbing inclinations, he sought to root out the little girl's taint through purifying rituals. But all of his efforts were for naught. Zaoris' heart was evil through and through. A dark hairpin? Sounds like the opposite of the golden hairpin from so many Final Fantasy games, right? That's a good call out. Absolutely. There's also like there's other games that have like a gold hairpin that like reduces mana cost, but I can't remember which game that is. Maybe that is Final Fantasy game. I don't know. Anyways, she hated her father and swore herself to the demon lord Nocticula, who gifted her with a magic pin that could seduce and enslave people's minds after it tasted a single drop of their blood. Zaoris used it to dominate Konthir's will, then used his magic to bring death and destruction to the townsfolk of Katapesh. Her army grew day after day as she used the pin to enthrall new servants. Zaoris reveled in her cruelty, and her terror lasted for many years. She smiled as she handed weapons to children and promised them freedom if they spilled the blood of their fathers. She made sacrifices to Nocticula and forced her father Konthir to incinerate entire settlements. And yet the magician managed to retain a few shreds of free will. Not wishing to serve evil, Konthir tricked his daughter into exploring an abandoned temple of Calistria, the goddess of lust and vengeance. Tempted by treasure and unaware that the temple was cursed, Zaoris agreed, and so she and her father set out to meet their doom together. Unfortunate. The temple's most precious treasure was the Book of Redemption. Clad in a cover of gold and jewels, it was magnificent. Zaoris thought the book contained destructive spells, but realized her mistake the moment she opened it. All of the braziers in the abandoned temple flared up, and crimson words seeped onto the empty page. The Book of Redemption chronicled Zaoris' guilty acts in blood. The priestess cried out in unbearable pain as the curse struck her. Any murderer who entered the temple fell prey to their own crimes, endlessly experiencing the agony felt by each of their victims. The temple doors slammed shut, and the magic of the pin faded. Zaoris and Konthir found themselves trapped at the altar. Delirious with pain, the priestess stabbed her father to death with the disempowered pen and then pierced her own heart, but her spirit found no rest in the afterlife. The agonized face of the priestess kept haunting the subsequent owners of the pen for years, and even after the cursed item found its way back to Nocticula, Zaoris the Crimson refused to vanish for good. Well, fuck me. That's not great. Can we hard pass on that one? Like, holy shit. Alright, we got a bunch of rocks, a whole shit ton of babaos, some retrievers, Okay, that's good. That's good. Solid, solid. Let's do this and see what our results are. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go for another fireball, and we'll take out these Lilitus and Brox. Do the babows on the field. Yeah, easy peasy. Probably unnecessary in the amount that we did here, but that's okay. Or the amount that we spent is what I meant. I have achieved tipsy. More wine. I actually don't have much more. Under the vicious demon's supervision, lots of mortal blacksmiths abducted from every corner of the world were making weapons and armor for the abyssal armies. As a sign of gratitude for being saved, they are willing to fire up their forges again to provide the Crusaders with the best equipment and armament. Material points plus 20. 20 is pretty fucking good. Actually, that's a lot of fucking material points. Can we make it to this last... Oh, we're not going to make it to this last one. So close. So close. So close. Can you... Nice. Can you... Am I going this way? Yes. Ooh, that's a lot of conscripts and a lot of slingers. They're shit, but in mass, they're still shit. They're still shit. Sweet. We're gonna teleport back to Dresden. I was gonna say, there's a reason why I teleported back to Dresden. I couldn't fucking remember it though. We're gonna go talk to the elf. No, not this. Too many menus. Too many menus. Too many menus. Otis Botus. Enter. We're gonna do the Citadel so that we can immediately bounce, basically. Hey, Lime, if you're still around, does that mean you're actually playing P5 Golden right now? Fuck! Oh, Don! I forgot we had this happening. Alright, well, this is probably how we're gonna end the night. It's already 11. Commander, although you were once again victorious in your last encounter with Karamzadai, I worry. We've been interrogating the prisoners and some interesting information has come to light. It seems Karamzadeh intends to fundamentally alter his strategy, be on the defensive for the next time we fight. That is uncharacteristic of him. Indeed, it's uncharacteristic of demons generally. For the most part, they all prefer a ruthless onslaught. Our enemy seeks to counter us with a robust formation, overwhelm us with ranged assaults, and grind our attacks to dust one after another. Opposing demons who fight defensively is unknown territory, and we must be prepared for it. I suggest we train our infantry in ways of withstanding enemy shots, which should secure our victory in a ranged duel. You haven't touched it in several months. You cleared the fog from Inaba, but unlike in the original game, you can keep playing for a month or so after. Really? Yo! That's interesting. I did not know that. See, if I ever go back, right, like, and I play all of each of the Persona games again, like, playing Golden will be a semi-new experience for me. That's kind of cool. Ha! What's this I'm hearing? The demons are afraid and want to fight on the defensive? Perfect. Let them stand there and wait while our cavalry mows them down. The demons intend to fight in a disciplined manner, land destined for failure. We will send our infantry out to meet them, and then see who blinks first and attacks. Once they've a good grip on our infantry's throat, we will surround their entire force and crush it. So the demons have decided to play with us. Well, they don't know who they're dealing with. Give me, let's see, even a few daring riders, and I'll put the kibosh on this Karamzade's whole strategy, no matter how great a general he is. I've defeated Karamzade once, and I'll do it again. That is what I'm hoping for, but I would advise against underestimating our opponent. Karamzade is like an angry old wolf. Yes, he growls and grins like the others. He's much smarter, more perceptive, and more experienced than the rest of his kind. And he learns. I just defeated a demon lord. I ain't scared. I should be scared. He learned from his mistakes, and now he wants to radically reevaluate his tactics. If you think this is normal behavior for a demon general, you're mistaken. Karamzade may well present us with some unpleasant surprises when next we meet. Here are the opinions of my advisor, Sela. We don't even need a strategy. It works great for us if the demons want to stand there like statues and defend. Our cavalry is fast and deadly. Containing the enemy is all we need to do to turn this whole defensive tactic into we walked right into a trap and we can't get out. So in essence, you're suggesting we place the burden of winning this battle solely on the cavalry, which means the bulk of our losses will be our most valuable and least recoupable troops. It would be wiser to set the demons on the infantry. Fragile, what's your proposition? I haven't the slightest doubt that the demons will fail to change their own fundamental nature, and thus will not suddenly become a disciplined army capable of either restraint or the execution of complex plans. We send the infantry out against the enemy, close, a stone's throw from their ranks. The demons' discipline will falter. They will be tempted by the bait and break formation. Then we attack with everything we have and crush them. Karamzade thinks he can play our own rules against us. That will be his fatal mistake. Braybor, what are you thinking? There's this trick called the brat on a string. Imagine some guards standing watch. A snotty urchin walks up to him, calls them every name he knows, throws a handful of ox manure at them, and darts into an alleyway. Could you resist the temptation to chase after him and grab him by the ear? No one resists. And in the alleyway, obviously, they find me, with an axe in each hand. Okay. I've fulfilled a number of contracts by catching the victim's bodyguards with a brat on a string. Got me to thinking. Maybe it'd work in a bigger fight, too. A few riders prancing about on their steeds, shouting obscenities, their every gesture just begging, run after me, catch me, kill me. You think the demons will resist the urge? They'll forget every order they were given and charge forward. Probably right, actually. If I may point out, this tactic seems reckless. A battle plan shouldn't rely on the success of a few daredevils. Once again, the overwhelming issue with this game. When he said brat, you thought he meant brat. Gotcha. Nice. Look, yo, I could do with some brats on a string right now. Like, I'd be happy with some brats. Abso-fucking-lutely. Once again, though, my issue with these situations within the game is that a lot of these things don't need to be mutually exclusive. Right? Like, we could do Regel's plan or Sela's plan and also do Greyboar's plan, right? Like, we could send out, we could prep to do this big cavalry charge, or prep to, as we're moving forward the infantry, send out these daredevils that are like, hey, come at me. Oh, you want it, right? And when they fucking, like, come, when they break discipline, because they're not a disciplined army, they rush headlong into our waiting cavalry or infantry, right? They don't have to be mutually exclusive. The demons want to adopt a defensive stance. Well, that's their business. But it's no reason to change our own strategy. The battle will turn into a ranged duel. We'll move our infantry ahead as a tempting target for enemy fire. I'm certain our soldiers will do their duty with distinction, and while they're launching one pointless volley after another into the shield wall of our infantry, our sharpshooters will be felling them one by one. Trading our soldiers as if they were pawns. Vile. Sela, you just want to fucking charge the fucking enemy lines with cavalry. Calm down with the whole trading our soldiers as if they were pawns concept. People die in a battle. That happens. Everything is clear to me now. What do we got? What's the actual mechanical benefits? All cavalry units gain contain the enemy. The unit's next melee attack will reduce the target's speed to 0 for 1 round. Interesting. Okay, Regil. All trainable infantry units gain the bait ability. All units in a 3x3 area will try to move towards this unit and attack it for 1 round. It's a mind affecting. Okay, well, unfortunately, mind affecting doesn't work against like half of the fucking demons, so cool. None of the stronger demons, I'll say that. Except for a Rushkagal, I guess. Really weird, by the way. All trainable cavalry units gain taunt. Target unit will try to move towards this unit and attack it for 3 rounds. Again, mind affecting. Captain Odan. Juicy to all trainable infantry units gain the juicy target. All enemy ranged units will be able to attack only this unit for the next round. This is a mind affecting unit. 3 mind affectings and 1 not. One cavalry only. We don't have a lot of cavalry. We have like 2 units of cavalry. This honestly seems mostly like a wash. I actually think Greybor and Regil have the best plans here. I do believe Regil is correct in the idea of like, if you took a full ass fucking like demon army and you were like, you're gonna hold the line, and then you fucking brought an entire like humanoid army and you marched them up towards the demon army, that demon army is not holding the line. They're gonna fucking like, you get within like 30, 50, 100 feet of that demon army, and that demon army is gonna break and start charging at the fucking humanoid army. Abso-fucking-lutely. I 100% do agree with Regil on that. At the same time, though, I do think Greybor has a decent plan as well, right? It's kind of the same thing, but it maybe with a little bit of a better situation, right? I think I will go with Regil. I very rarely do, but it seems we have a lot of infantry. It seems cool to give them the ability to be like, hey, fight me, right? I will ensure discipline in the ranks is improved. That's what the infantry is for. To be the shield that takes the mightiest blow. Wouldn't you agree? Thank you for your time, Commander. I will get to briefing the officers on our new strategy at once. Once all the preparations are finished, I'll be at your disposal again. That seems fine. Okay, cool. Alright, well, we went through like 10 minutes reading all of that stuff. So, that means that I think, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, it's 11:09. We've got to end this video. That's going to be the end of this. Otis, I blame you for this. That's going to be the end of this video. If you're watching on Twitch, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time for more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.